Hello, I'm Tom Meyer, President and CEO of NorthX Nickel Corp. And NorthX Nickel Corp is a high-grade nickel sulfide-focused exploration and development company. And our key assets are located in the provinces of Quebec and Ontario, Canada. Over the next few minutes, I'll be outlining the value proposition in our company and the investment opportunity for investors in what we believe is one of the best undeveloped high-grade nickel sulfide exploration and development portfolios in Canada. So moving on to the presentation, the title slide, NorthX Nickel Corporation. I'll point to the disclaimer. I will be making some forward-looking statements throughout this presentation, so I'll refer to the disclaimer. Our share structure and performance is the first point. NorthX Nickel Corp is listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange under the ticker NIX. And for U.S. investors, we have an OTC listing with the ticker NXNIF, as in Frank, and we also have a Frankfurt listing as well. 28.5 million shares outstanding with a market cap of approximately 7 million Canadian. Our pro forma cash balance of 3 million is made up of our March quarter end of about $1 million, and we raised and closed the financing earlier in May of $2.3 million approximately. Insiders own approximately 7% of the company. Wallbridge Mining, our largest shareholders, at 15.8%. And we've added a new strategic shareholder, Mason Resources, and they own 14.6%. And they're a battery metals focused investment company. Pointing to our share price trend on the right-hand side of this slide, the share price has, in our view, disconnected from the underlying value of the company and is really more reflecting the kind of the vagaries of the market environment for junior explorers at this company and at this time. And this is what we see where the opportunity is. So it's worth keeping in mind that the value of the company, the value of NorthX Nickel Corp, is underpinned by the quality of the asset base, which we'll get into shortly. And just pointing to that kind of a data point was the deemed consideration for the nickel portfolio at the time we acquired those assets, and that was valued at $50 million Canadian. Now, granted, that was about 2 years ago, and the nickel price has declined since then, but the long-term or the positive long-term fundamentals of the nickel market are intact. And if anything, the strategic nature of the high-grade nickel sulfide projects has only increased and continues to increase in our view. So just to drill down on a little bit more on the portfolio itself. So the assets are all located in Canada, and our Grasset project on the right-hand side of the map is our flagship. It's the cornerstone of NorthX Nickel Corp. It's well located off the highway. In Quebec, we have a 43-101 indicated resource of 5.5 million tons at 1.53% nickel equivalent. And that equates to about 190 million pounds of nickel equivalent in the ground. And Grasset is wide open for expansion along our 23-kilometer claim block, which is largely unexplored. And I'll just briefly touch on the Sudbury portfolio. You can see on the map Sudbury on the lower left-hand side. Infrastructure-rich, famous nickel camp. NorthX, we control the third largest land package in this camp with over 37 properties. So a little bit more information on the Grasset Nickel project. Again, it's our flagship, and what we characterize as underexplored opportunity. And that 43-101 resource of 5.5 million tons, it has that 1.53% nickel equivalent. So that's considered high grade, and you can comp it versus many others that are out there. But one of the benefits of having a high grade resource as a starting point and with opportunities to find more is that it doesn't take much drilling to add nickel units. And that resource equates to about 190 million pounds of contained nickel equivalent. And although the project is primarily nickel, the byproducts are copper, cobalt, platinum, and palladium. Since acquiring the project, we have demonstrated the expansion potential of the property with our H1X discovery zone, which we believe is going to add material value in the form of nickel units on the project. And the nature of this high-grade nickel project leaves open the possibility that just a few holes can make a material difference into the quality of the resource base. And outlining some of the key features, it has positive simple metallurgy, which is key to nickel projects. We get a high recovery of about 86%, a high grade nickel concentrate grade of about 13% nickel. And again, being in the world-class jurisdiction of Quebec, we're literally off the highway, 77 kilometers to Matagami, access to power, and again, favorable tax incentives via the critical minerals exploration and development through the province of Quebec. So that's a key feature as well. And just a quick side note on the history of this asset, if people aren't familiar with it, Grasset was a serendipitous discovery. The previous owner was looking for gold, but they accidentally found nickel. And the point being that this is not a dusting off of a 1950s or 1960s discovery. And because of favorable fundamentals in the nickel market, it's now worth looking at. No, this is a discovery from 2012, a recent vintage, and again, lots to unlock in terms of the potential to find more. So just to wrap up, so why NorthX Nickel Corp? We've got a portfolio of high-grade nickel sulfide exploration assets, the flagship being Grasset. There's really nothing like it out there in the rest of Canada in terms of having a resource and lots of room to grow. We've got a significant portfolio in the Sudbury camp. Again, a lot of value to be unlocked there. Our strategy is simple: expand Grasset. The proof of concept to date has been the H1X discovery zone, and there's more to be found along that 23-kilometer claim block. As far as the near-term opportunity is, the market has not been kind to junior explorers in general, and our company and the nickel exposed companies in particular. So there's an opportunity right just on that face there. And then recall our asset base is underpinned by the deemed consideration of $50 million when this portfolio was put together. We believe our H1X discovery is the first of many to add to the existing 190 million pounds of contained nickel equivalent already in the resource. So there's room to grow there. And again, through additional exploration upside within the Grasset property boundary, within our Sudbury camp. And those targets provide the opportunity to add significant nickel units to our base, which leads to growth in nickel units per share. And I think that growth per share it works on a number of fronts. Number one, you get the benefit of the value as the nickel price rebounds off of these current lows and begins to reflect the positive fundamentals in the space. And secondly, in round numbers, the 190 million pounds is just, again, the starting point. And you work out, we've got 28.5 million shares outstanding. 190 million pounds, that's about almost 7 pounds of nickel equivalent per share. And again, more to add, hence the investment opportunity. More information on the company can be found at our website, northxnickel.com, or you can reach out to me at any time with any questions. We've got an exciting story and more opportunities ahead of us. Thank you very much for your attention.